Hello.
Hello. Sorry, we're late, and then sorry that's the camera.
We're not really sure what's going on with the camera.
The camera's in the same location it is always in, but for some reason,
It's like, bam.
right in their face. I guess everybody just wants the close up of the Conways. We're the
Yeah.
Conways, and this is Tuesday Talks with the Conways,
I'm Courtney.
and I'm Chris. It's a little later than we normally
Yes,
are.
we are so sorry. It was changed to 8, and then we ended up being even later. We had a birthday dinner tonight, and it went longer than anticipated. They were not the fastest.
Yep.
So,
But we're glad to have you all here, and we're glad for your patience. And welcome Radina and Linda on Facebook, and then our multiple viewers on Instagram. We're glad to have you all here. We have a really a good topic
yes.
to discuss today.
Yes, and we didn't want to miss this week. Like we were like, okay, we have stuff tonight. We can miss, but we didn't want to. It's the last Tuesday talks of the year, and we
Mhm.
didn't want to miss it. So, we're here and we're excited to talk about it. Um, did you talk about how it's going to be broad the podcast and stuff?
Yes, we didn't. So this the recording will be available on YouTube, as well as available as a podcast on um, Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
So if you want to catch our past posts, feel free to go back and take a look. Or if you missed this one for whatever reason, you can come back and listen to the recording. Hey, Shelley, glad to have you all here for our late night Tuesday talks. We'll be back to the normal time
Yes.
next week. This was just a one time thing due to a birthday
Yeah, we have
celebration.
like 3 birthdays this week. So,
Yeah, her mom's birthday was last night, so happy birthday, Kathy. And then my mom's birthday is tonight, and then Courtney's birthday is on Friday.
yep.
So a week full of
I'm going to be
birthdays.
19 years old, guys. 19.
19 years old with a 6-year-old kid, so
Yeah.
totally makes sense.
Do the math.
Hey, Devin, glad to have you joining us on YouTube. So, we are going to, since the new year is right around the corner, I
Yes.
can't believe 2026 is almost here. Um, I still feel like 20 years ago was the 80s,
Yeah.
not, 50 something years ago.
Mhm.
um, so yes, we are going to be talking about how we can set goals for the new year
Yes.
and how to do it in a way that's going to help set you up for as much success as possible.
Thank you, Shelley. Yes, because how many times have we set a New Year's resolution and stuck to it for about a week? I do it every year. So we're talking about realistic goals and ways to set realistic goals so those can go longer than just a week.
I keep trying to.
He's trying to fix the camera. We're not really sure. Bear with us, guys. That's a little
A
better.
little better, but it still feels like it's super zoomed in. I
Oh,
might have to restart the computer later, but yep, you just get a more close up picture of our beautiful faces.
that's okay. I'm just kidding. But yes, setting goals for the new year. So we're gonna jump right into it because it's already late. So first things first, set specific goals. Instead of saying something like I'll move my body more or I'll exercise more, it is great to have those goals. But if you set specific
Hmm.
goals like I'll walk 30 minutes 3 times a week, or I will strength train 5 times a week, or I'm just gonna try to move my body 2 times a week starting out. Specific goals. Did that move us
No.
away? Okay. Specific goals really helps you to keep those goals because you have something specific that you're working towards.
Absolutely. And also setting goals for the new year is also a nice kind of way to reset. I know sometimes the
Mhm.
holidays can
Yes.
do us in. And so it's always good to have a reset, but like she said, it's really good to have specifics. It's also good to set incremental goals. Have a long stretch goal, saying I want to lose 25 pounds in the whole
Mhm.
year, but then set your incremental goals, the short-term goals. So I'd say I want to. Let's say my goal is to lose 30 pounds. Personally, my goal is to probably lose about 40 goals in the whole year. My goal is I would like to be finally in the 200s. Um, so I had that goal of 40 pounds. However, I haven't stepped on the scale in a little bit. So my Be
It
something like
might be
that.
more.
Might be more than that. But what you do is set incremental goals. So I have a stretch goal, 40 pounds for the whole year. Let's say I want to, lose 5 pounds in the first month and set that kind of goal and then attain that and then set a new goal once you
Mhm.
get to that. That helps make it break it up a little more,
Yes,
make it a little bit more easier to attain. It's daunting to say I want to lose 40 pounds,
it
but
is.
I can lose 5 pounds.
Yep. And along with that, I set a goal. My big like long-term goal is to be 180 pounds. I don't know why I've always said that's what I want to be. But it just seems very daunting. I've got a long way to go. But my coach actually did increments of 5 pounds on like a little like she did a yellow brick road. It was so cute because I'm obsessed with Wizard of Oz. But it's 5 pound increments. And seeing it laid out that way in 5 pound increments, I was like, oh, this is doable. Like it was not as daunting having those 5 pound increments. So give yourself goals. And then even if you want to treat yourself every, 5 or 10 pounds just to kind of work towards that, if you want to
Get a new cup.
get it, I was literally about to say, buy a new cheap cup. But I've also heard try not to make it food related.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, maybe you can treat yourself to a coffee. That's kind of not food,
Hmm.
but don't make it like food related.
Hmm.
Um, but yes, having those.
We've
Hi,
talked
Joy.
about rewarding yourself, and we talked about cups. But it's probably like she said, best not to reward yourself in food, because
Mhm.
that might
I mean, you
undo it a little bit.
can, but it's just I try to avoid that because it's a slippery slope
Yep.
sometimes.
Devin mentioned his goal is to track more in the healthy app, eat right, and work out more, and that is a really really good goal. And that as a whole, if you track consistently and you keep moving and you stay on goal
Mhm.
with your bites as much as possible, that right there is a huge success, and that's probably the biggest hurdle to overcoming
Mhm.
your goals.
Yes, and also make sure that your goals are not only achievable but relevant to like your lifestyle, your life. Um, Aim for 1 to 2 pounds a week, or even half a pound.
Hmm.
But having a goal of like 5 pounds a week is not realistic. Like when you first start losing, you can lose 5 to 10 pounds a week because you're losing all that bloat. But after that, that's not very realistic. So set realistic and achievable and relevant. If you are already 180 pounds, saying you want to lose 100 pounds, that's not realistic.
Mm.
That's not relevant to
It's
your,
not really
yes,
healthy.
it's not healthy. So make sure they're achievable, realistic, relevant. Make sure the goals you're setting are proper for you.
Hmm. Absolutely. Um,
Sorry, our daughter's being loud out there and it's kind of distracting me. She's normally asleep when we do our live.
yeah,
So,
yeah, this whole Christmas break for the
yeah.
schools, I'm ready for it to be over and for her to go back to school.
Yeah.
Yes. Joy
Yes.
mentioned short-term goals are more realistic.
Joy,
Definitely.
thank you for joining us for this late night talk because I honestly was not expecting you to be here. I'm just going to
Well,
be real.
thankfully, she mentioned to me earlier that it is holiday break for her too,
That's
so she doesn't have to wake up
true.
super
That's
early.
true.
So glad she actually was a little worried that we permanently moved
Oh,
our meeting
no,
to
no, no, no.
no. No, our meeting is still going to be permanently 7:30. So tonight was just a temporary thing. Um, but going back to the goals, make sure you set time bound goals. Set target dates. Be realistic target dates.
Yes, but also don't get caught up in them. Like it's great to set them. I like to set, I'm going to lose 5 pounds
Mhm.
by February 14th, just a random
But if
date.
you only, lose 4 pounds,
Yeah.
it's not a failure. So
Yeah, don't get too caught up in them. If time goals don't work for you because you get upset and kind of go back and spiral if you don't hit them, don't set them. But if you can, if it doesn't cause you to spiral, they are great because it gives you a time to work towards.
yep, it gives you a little bit more of I don't know. If you've got a finish line, so to speak, to get you have a little bit more motivation to
Mhm.
go there. If you just don't have a time, it has a tendency to take you longer to get there if
Mhm.
you don't have some sort of goal, whether it's a firm date or it moves a little bit, which is fine.
Yes. And also have goals for your behaviors, different behaviors that can help with your health journey. Things like, replacing soda with water. I love me some soda. Don't get me wrong, but you need to drink your water too.
Hmm.
So replace some of them. You don't have to replace them all. Replace some of them with water. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park further away from the parking lot to get more steps walking. Plan your meals. Meal planning is great for meeting your goals because you know what you're going to be eating,
Hmm.
and it's less tempting.
And then Devin's behavior goal is to track more. So
Yeah.
that's also going to be a significant way to meet your healthy goals.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then also along with the goals, build a support system. You need a support system. We say almost every week,
Hmm.
if you don't have a support system, we will be your support system. Have friends that are willing to help you, your family. Join a program like this for accountability. These Tuesday night talks are not just for us, they're for you too, and vice versa. It's not just for you, they're for us too. They
Hmm.
are huge accountability. We love celebrating with you. We love if you're struggling, trying to kind of brainwash it and help you through that. We love being there for you guys. So, like any kind of program like this, sometimes you need to consult a doctor or a dietitian for guidance, and that is okay as well. Sometimes you need a coach. That is okay.
We're coaches, but Courtney has a coach too.
I do.
So everyone, just like doctors, also have to have their own doctors too. So make sure that you have that support system, whether that's your partner, your friends, family members, strangers on the internet. You know, we when we started this weight loss journey and started our combined Instagram for weight loss, we have met so many people, strangers on the internet that are also have the same goal as us to
Hmm.
become healthier, and some of them have become our lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Like we went when we went to Florida a couple of years. We met with one of our BFFs that we
Hmm. And
met.
we're meeting up with my coach, whom I met on Instagram,
Hmm.
whom is now literally one of my best friends. We're meeting up with her in April, and it's so exciting having people that you've met like through things like this that become lifelong friends. Joy has become somebody that we talk to on a very regular basis.
Hmm.
So having a community, having that support system can be so instrumental. When we're struggling, we go to these people.
Hmm.
Chris has gone to Joy when he's struggling with not wanting to work out.
Hmm.
Like
She
it's
actually asked me how our workouts were going today, and not so good. Uh, just because things have been really, really hectic with the holidays. But the
yeah.
holidays are pretty much over after Thursday.
If I'm on it now, well,
Mhm.
maybe after Friday. Friday's my birthday, so
Well, we technically
we
celebrated your
already
birthday
celebrated my
early,
birthday, but I am
so
getting a double doozy cake.
yeah.
But I'm giving half of it to my best friend. So there's that. I'm going to cut half of it and give it to her.
Mhm.
Have it. Anyway,
And not just for her; she's got a large family too, so she can share.
she has like 50 kids. Actually, she has 4, but whatever. Anyways, back
Big
to the
difference.
topic. Sorry, we got on a little rant here. But also you sometimes you just need to track, but also adjust. Keep a journal. That's part of what tracking is about, is keeping that journal of what you've eaten. I sometimes go back to my tracking from the past. If I've had times where I like was losing, and now I'm just like stuck, I will sometimes go back to my where I've tracked and be like, what kind of foods did I eat? Like what did I eat when I was losing that weight? What was my activity like? So
Mhm.
tracking and keeping a journal is great because when you're stuck, you can go back. You can get ideas. That's one reason that I love having our Instagram, because I will go back to like when we first created it like years ago and be like, what was I eating then? And I'll find recipes and be like, oh, I haven't had this in 4 years. We're gonna make this.
Mhm.
Tracking, keeping a journal is great, especially for if you're stuck, because you can go back and look at those
Mm.
things.
And there's another aspect too. The healthy app when you're tracking is a really good way to go back and see your history.
Mhm.
But also it's important to track other things in your life. Track your emotions, track your moods, track events. If you've had a stressful change at work, or if you've had a relationship change. Lots of things have the ability to impact
Mhm.
our mind,
Yes.
and that also has the ability to impact our other health too. So, I mean, it's good to get a good kind of journey of what you're going through. So if you go through a rough period and you don't meet your goals for a couple months, and you're wondering, man, I've been really struggling, you can go back and say, oh, well, I had this thing at work pop up. There's been a
Mhm.
lot of stress. There's been a lot of family stuff going on. That might help give you a better understanding, but also that can help you get in a better mindset. I've had a lot of stress. Let's work on this and help clear this up so that I can get back on track for my mental health, but also so I can continue my journey for a healthier overall me.
Yes, journaling is huge. My coach, I know I keep talking about her, but she gave me this goal of basically talking to myself, encouragement for 5 minutes every day. And I've been slacking on that, but that's one of my goals for the new year. I actually want to get a journal and every day for 5 minutes, just write a sweet note to myself. And you'd be surprised how just like forcing, sometimes you have to force yourself, but forcing yourself to say positive things about yourself, how much that helps the mental aspect. And that the mental aspect helps with everything. It helps with your goals, it helps with your weight, it helps with your energy, your sleep, everything, the mental aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So just if you're struggling, just tell your, it doesn't have to be 5 minutes, but just tell yourself like three good things about yourself, even if you have to force yourself. Guys, our cat's loud, I'm sorry. But even if you have to force yourself, just giving words of encouragement to yourself, that is a big one for your mental aspect.
We've said it multiple times, and it's a common saying, I think, for everyone. Fake it till you make it. Sometimes you have to kind of force yourself to write down those positive things, or force yourself to have that positive self-talk, and eventually it'll happen.
Yes.
Joy mentioned she got another hula hoop for Christmas,
Yay.
which is exciting. You can
That is exciting.
never have too many of those.
Never. It's like cups, right?
And it's for your health, so
Just like cups. You get that water in. Okay, I'm done, y'all. I'm sorry. Anyways, and then lastly, what we want to talk about is also about adjusting and being flexible. You can set a goal on January 1st, and something crazy can happen January 15th. Something that you were not expecting whatsoever. So you never know. So set those goals, but also give yourself grace and flexibility, because 12 months is a long time and you don't know what's going to happen in 12 months. Something could happen that could cause your whole weight loss journey to go off the rails for 3 months. You never know. So give yourself grace and remind yourself of that. Even if you have to put a post-it note on your mirror every morning, give yourself grace every single day, because not every day is going to go as planned. And sometimes you set goals, but that doesn't mean that you're going to meet those goals. I set a goal this year to lose 50 pounds this year, and I've lost 25.
Which is still really good.
That is still amazing.
It's amazing.
But it's not 50. But I'm okay, because I'm still 25 pounds. I might not be now because of Christmas, but I was 25 pounds less than I was January 1st. And I'm going to celebrate that. So another thing with being flexible is, along the way, celebrate your wins. Celebrate all of them. Every single goal that you meet, every single goal, celebrate every single one. And just give yourself grace when you don't meet those goals as well.
Absolutely. Yes, so I think that's all the things that we want to talk about.
We kind of sped through it because it was so late, and we don't want to have to keep you guys too long.
Yes,
Sorry.
But let's go ahead and do our recipe. I will have to go to the next slide and then change the recipe, because the recipe is still last week's recipe.
We just jumped on here real fast today. So.
Yeah, Courtney had to do her makeup in the car, and then we had some technical difficulties when we joined on here. So let me upload the new graphic for today. And here it is. Courtney will go ahead and talk about this amazing recipe.
Sorry, I was reading the comments.
Yeah,
yes.
Crystal was talking about doing a weekly goal at first. And that definitely can be
I love
definitely
weekly
helpful.
goals, even if it's just, and it doesn't always have to be, sorry, we're going back to our topic. It doesn't always have to be weight related. But it can be, moving your body, like we mentioned before, just whatever your goal needs to be. And those goals of like moving your body, getting your body in water in, they will also help you get to where you want to be weight loss wise as well. And Joy also mentioned that she gained about 4 pounds over the holidays, so she's giving herself grace, because she'll know yes, it's all bloat, girl. It's all bloat. I've been there. I probably am there right now. I've been avoiding the scale. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to weigh, because I want to know where I'm at the very end of the year. But it's going to be rough. Anyways, so this recipe, chicken Parmesan bake. 4 servings. You need 2 cups of fat-free mozzarella cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want, as far as like reduced fat, non-fat, full fat, whatever you want. But for the sake of this right here, it's fat-free. Half a cup of panko breadcrumbs, 24 ounces, which is a jar of any kind of pasta sauce you want. And sorry, I got distracted. 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast. You're going to dice up the chicken and add half to the bottom of a sprayed 9 by 13 inch pan. Season the chicken to your liking, whatever you like. We usually do, we love the, what is it? The Kinders, the blend, salt, pepper, garlic. And then there's another one that we've been liking, but whatever seasoning you like for your chicken. Pour half the jar of pasta on top of the chicken, sprinkle half of the cheese on top of the pasta sauce, then repeat the layers again, chicken, pasta sauce, and cheese. Top that with the breadcrumbs. Bake at 350 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. Use a meat thermometer to make sure the chicken's cooked through because every oven is different. But it's that simple. There's the only like prepping involved is dicing the chicken. That's it. So I love these kind of recipes because I can make, like, I can throw them together in about 5 minutes and we're done. But get a load of these macros, y'all. 392 calories, 57 grams of protein.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And then 22.8 carbs, 19.6 net carbs. You can make it less if you were to make your own breadcrumbs out of keto bread. If you wanted to do that, you don't have to. That's not really that many net carbs, but whatever. And then it's between 5 and 9 bites, depending on which plane you're on. So
absolutely. So it's quite tasty. So let us know if you plan to make that.
Also, you can make this in the crock pot as well, but just know that the breadcrumbs will not get all nice and like crispy and stuff. But you can make this in the crock pot as well.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you so much for joining us on this later time. Next week, we will be back on our regular schedule of 7:30 Central Time. And we
and our child will be asleep, so we'll be less distracted by what's going on out there.
Yes. But we hope that you all have a fantastic new year, and we will see you next year.
Yes.
New year, new us. Have a good one. And sorry, somebody on Instagram asked us about posting the recipes. The recipes can be found on the Healthy blog on their website.
But they will also post this one tomorrow on their Facebook and Instagram.
Absolutely. So you can take a look at the Healthy page. But if you go to thehealthyapp.com, there is a blog there that has these recipes as well as our past recipes too.
Yes.
So, I didn't want to jump off without responding to that question. So have a wonderful night and a happy new year.
Amazing new year.
Yep. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.